Hey guys, it's Crazy Comic Lady and I'm back with my month in review videos for the month of September and October. So I didn't get a whole lot of progress done on anything the month before in August because we were in full house move swing. So we finally made it in to the new house in September. So even though we still got boxes to unpack, it's finally I can kind of breathe and just diamond paint again, which has been really, really nice to just have that load off of we've got to move, we've got to unpack boxes, but now we're here, yay! So the very first diamond painting I did in my new house, hello dog, was this beauty. This is from Dreamer Designs. Right, it is called Sacred Heart and it's by the artist, hello dog again. Sorry, completely lost my train of thought with my dog here. Curtis Rajkovic. So this was one that had been moved into the discontinued section on Dreamer Designs website. And this is actually my very first round drill kit from Dreamer Designs. So that was interesting because I'd done a previous kit, a square kit from them. And I felt with their square kits, the grids were too big for the drills in the square kit. So you've got quite a lot of gapping going on. In the round kits, I actually found it was the opposite problem. The diamond painting grid actually felt too small for the drill. So I was actually getting a lot of popping with these round drills, which I'm not used to. I'm not used to having round drills popping. But it's kind of interesting that the square grids seem too big and the round grids feel too small. It's almost like the grids have been switched, or maybe they just have a universal grid size for both drill shapes, which is why it feels too small for the round kit but too big for the square kit. I'm just throwing out speculations. I have no idea. I'm not an expert by any means. I've only done 2 kits from this company, but I thought that was a very interesting observation. I didn't have any problems with the drills and I do like the final image. Unfortunately, this kit is no longer available. It has sold out and been discontinued. But it kind of reminded me of one of my original characters that I created ages ago called Christina. She just has that sort of look about her that my OC did, except my OC has green eyes. But that's what kind of drew me into this kit because like I love the, yeah, is it Sacred Heart or Scared Heart? Now I'm having like dyslexic moment looking at the name of it. But like the heart and everything, if you look at the detail on it, so you've got a lot of glare on it. I'll try and move it around a bit, but I really love the way the heart just came out on this, like the detail. That was worth the confetti by any means, because I just think it looks really pretty. So I was very, very glad with the way that turned out, and that was probably the most, come on kit, there we go. It's flat again. This is quite a large kit. This is a 60 by 80 centimeter kit, so this is one of the largest I've done. I've got, I did do a previous one, which was 70 by 96 centimeters is the largest I've ever done. So this is probably the second largest I've ever done. But yeah, I did really love the amount of color blocking because there was 57 colors, but there's an awful lot of color blocking. It was mainly like those 57 colors were mainly sort of these, the pattern in the jewelry and the heart and everything. So that's, yeah, I just really like it. And now you've got dog company. At least the other one hasn't come in here. If he bounded in here, the diamond paintings would go soaring across the floor because he's a bit of a bouncing dog. So anyway, I did actually make a change to this one. So I'm not sure if you can see like the line by her face right here. I actually changed the drills on it. I'll see if I can zoom you in so you can get a better look at what I mean. But all of these, this colour light here, I put a lighter colour in because that was actually charted with this really, really dark brown. So it put like, so much of her face seemed to be just too, I know what they were trying to do with the shadows and creating the shadows from the strands of hair and everything that are in front of her face and the mask. But I felt it was too dark because it was more like one of these really, really dark kind of browns up here. And I kind of felt it didn't work, so I switched it with a colour that was already charted along with that dark brown and just did more of that lighter brown colour. But I kind of don't think that works either because it kind of feels like it's the wrong shade for the face. like it's the wrong kind of shade of brown, even though it's the colour that had been charted in there, but more of it. So I'm not 100% sure or that I'm keen on how that bit turned out, but that was me trying to make a modification. And once I'd done it, I was like, I don't want to pick all these drills off just to put a different colour in. So I sort of just went, okay. When you pull back and you zoom all the way out, you can't really tell. Sorry, there's my socks, but from this like distance, you can't really see it at all. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be hanging this one or if I'm going to put it back in the box, because now that we've moved house, I'm kind of limited on storage space and how many of them can I hang. So I'm not sure yet if I want to pack it back up and put it completed in the loft, or I could just leave it on a hanger for the time being and think about it and then worry about it when I run out of hangers, because that is the problem with when you've got so many large diamond paintings in your stash. What do you do with them all? Like underneath this, as you saw at the beginning, is was this the Diamond Dots one? I can't remember. Diamond Art Storage by Art Dot. So that storage folder that's underneath that, I can honestly say I hate it. Absolutely hate it. I bought it because I'd seen a YouTuber do a review of it. And in the review, they were like putting diamond paintings in it and singing its praises. And then when I got it myself, I went, oh dear. Not only is this, I'll try and give you a short demonstration of it. I got this folder quite a year ago. If we move Sacred Heart out of the way for now, she can go and sit on the floor next to the dog. One of the things about this is, well, firstly, not only is it really heavy, this does not stay stuck on, right? The glue isn't strong enough to hold the Velcro bit on to this sticky, that bit. That is the first downside. The second downside, sorry, this has ended up becoming a folder review by accident, but these clips, and this really annoyed me when I was moving house, because I went to move this. These are only really flimsy plastic clips. They come apart insanely easily. So when I was moving house, I went to move it, the clips undid themselves and every single page fell out of this album. So I had diamond paintings that were creased, that I then had to put all of them manually back in, each of the wallets. Also, there was about 4 pages of these plastic wallet things, which they come divided. So you can only get in, say, a 30 by 40 size diamond painting in some of the wallets that come with this. And if you're trying to store a 30 or 40 size diamond painting, it's so much easier to just buy a smaller album to put them in, rather than have to lug this massive thing around to just get to the smaller diamond paintings. I mean, the whole reason I bought it was for bigger diamond paintings, so it was kind of a bummer that some of these plastic wallets were like that. After they all fell out of the album, I actually just threw them away. I'm like, I'm not even going to bother putting these plastic wallets back in because I'm not using them. They can go. So I can't actually show you what I mean, but also this plastic is so flimsy. On this first page, I actually put a piece of cardboard in, along with, I think the back page as well, just to try and give it some stability, so that when it was up on its side, all the diamond paintings were just sliding to the bottom and creasing themselves. So I've ended up, now that I've moved house, I'm laying it flat on the floor, which of course is a pain when you're putting the hoover around. But yeah, so my personal recommendation, do not buy this art folder. Okay, back to the month in review. I'm sorry I got carried away. I just thought it was better to put my diamond paintings on something than just put them on the dirty floor with all the dog hair. Because at the moment I don't have a good filming setup quite yet. So anyway, the next kit I have to show you now that I'm done with my mini rant about how much I don't like this album. I do have a much more expensive one, which is a lot better, but again, it was triple the price. So yeah, don't be lured in by, oh, it's cheap and it says it's for diamond art, because that doesn't necessarily mean good. I'm sure some people would love it. No offense, if you love it, I love it for you. For me, doesn't work for me. Do not recommend. 2 out of 10. Anyway, my next diamond painting finish that I did, this was my October finish. That last one was my September finish. This is a much smaller kit. This one is by the one with a diamond dart. And isn't that fitting that I've got my Rotty Cross right next to it as I'm showing you? Botanical Rottweiler. So push it up a bit. So this one was from, put some light on the subject. This was from the one with the diamond art, and I think it was probably a stock image. This is a square drill kit. I got it in 50 by 60 centimeters in square drills, which I just said. But this one I loved. I actually got it because it reminded me of our Rotti. My partner and I actually met each other through our puppies. This girl right here and his puppy, Bono, who was about 6 months older. We thought, you know, as we got to know each other and everything, that our dogs would kind of grow old together. But unfortunately, we lost Bono when he was only 6. He just turned 6 years old. And it was heartbreaking because, you know, how long do you keep trying to keep them alive, and how many thousands do you keep spending before you go, what's actually right for the dog? So we did buy him a bit more time with us so we could say goodbye, but then it was just heartbreaking. It was a lymphatic duct. He tore it. So his chest was filling up with fluid, and even though we paid to have it drained and everything, it just kept refilling, and then he got abscesses that burst. It was a nasty thing. So I kind of wanted to work on this one. I've been itching to work on it. I had planned to work on it in April this year, but with everything going on, I was like, yeah, no, I don't have it in me to start a kit I really want to savor and enjoy. And I did. And that's great because my previous experiences with this company have been very hit and miss. This was a more recent purchase. I think I've made 3 separate purchases from them before, and this was the most recent one. And the glue on it was so much better than I've had on any of my previous kits. And this is actually the kit, the one kit from, I think I've done 5 from this company now. This was my favorite by far. This one actually brought me so much joy. It was a nice kind of mixture in this first half of confetti and color blocking. It moved along really nicely. And I just really enjoyed like every minute of working on this kit. Until we got kind of down here with the flowers. So these 2 flowers are like confetti central. I'll see if I can zoom you in or not to get you a slightly better view on that flower. But when I kind of pulled the plastic off, I took one look at the section and then my brain just went, nope. Too many color changes, too many colors, and like my brain went into overwhelm of put the plastic back on it, don't look. And then I worked on it like a tiny bit at a time, just to get, you know, that bit. But that was just bizarre. It's like my brain just went, no, nope, nope. So it's all right though. I got it done. Apart from those two flower points, it was a fantastic finish. I really enjoyed this one. So I know since I bought this, they've actually made updates to the way they render their kits. So I'd be interested to see. I'm not going to like obviously buy this kit again, no matter how much I enjoyed it, but they have like cleaned up a lot of the confetti in their kits now, just to kind of, yeah, make it, I think, more manageable to work on. So I don't have any of their more recent kits that have had that done to it. So that I would really like to try. My plan is to finish all the kits I have in this company first. So if they make any additional updates, I can then kind of, you know, jump in with the newest updated version, as opposed to buy a kit and then it sits in my stash for 2 years, which, yeah, it's a problem. We have to stop buying so many kits. I'm doing much better this year, I think, at trying to work my way through my stash. But yeah, so I love this kit. It really reminds me of our boy Bono. He's got such a happy face. So we're thinking framing this one, and I'll find somewhere to put it in the house. And speaking of actually updates, Dreamer Designs, I noticed, I think they're making changes to their square grid field on their kits. I think I saw that recently, going back to what I was saying about this previous kit. The Sacred Heart one, about the grid feeling like it was too tight for the round drills. So I'd be interested, I'm very interested to see the kind of changes they have made with their square drills as well, to see if maybe there's less gapping in the squares. So anyway, it's always good to know that companies are upgrading things. So it'd be interesting to see. So those were my two finishes for the last 2 months. I think, yeah, the Rottweiler one, even though it felt like it went really quickly, I think it actually took almost 20 days because I don't think I was working on it possibly quite as much as I thought, due to still unpacking boxes and whatnot. We're still sort of in the process of moving because my partner hasn't quite got everything out of his garage yet, but his house has gone up on the market now, which is good. So it feels like we're finally making progress, because for a long time I felt really stuck in limbo and I didn't want to diamond paint or anything. I just couldn't get my brain around the idea of being able to focus on anything else. My brain was just on, what do I have to pack? What do I have to move? What do I have to unbox? Where's everything going to go? What am I going to have to move now? And it just felt so up in the air. I could not enjoy diamond painting for the longest time. But it's so nice to kind of finally be back to it. And in addition to these two finishes, I also have 2 whips on the go, which I will take you over and I'll... Sorry, Cassie, I just dropped the painting on her. I'm sorry. Yeah, you stand on that painting and get your own back. So I have 2 whips left to show you, and I will show them to you now. Okay, say bye-bye, Cassie. So the first whip I have to share with you is called Arctic Wolves. It's by Diamond Art Club and by the artist Robin Coney. So I've known all year that I was going to work on this kit for November, because the end of November is actually my 2nd diamond painting anniversary. Can't believe it's been 2 years of diamond painting already. But the 2nd diamond painting I ever did, it was a cheap, unlicensed kit from Amazon from this artist. It was called Call of the Wild. So for my first diamond painting anniversary last year, I did the licensed version of that kit. And I knew that I wanted to do another kit from that particular artist for my 2nd diamond painting anniversary. So I'm really glad that I've been able to pull this one out. It's a round reel kit. It's working up so quickly compared to that really large Dreamer Designs and then the square, the one with the diamond art kit. This one, I'm just ploughing through it. So unroll it a bit so you can see the face. But I've done more than half the kit in 4 days. It's just incredible to be back at my usual diamond painting speed at last, because it means I have more to show you and I can work through my stash quicker, which means I can buy more diamond paintings. At least in my brain, that's how I'm kind of justifying it. So this is my first whip that I was showing you. So I plan to stop working on it now. I'm saving this wolf till last anyway. So we've only got that much left of it to go, and this part, which is, yes, I have all my drills in their own trays. Don't judge. It's it's how it works for my brain. I know a lot of people see this and they're like, how? Why? Don't you have accidents? And the answer is once. But, you know, once in 2 years isn't too bad. But speaking of accidents, and I never thought this would happen to me, but when I was cutting across here, I was having trouble getting the plastic off, because even though I'm using my little craft knife, wherever I put that, there it is, my little craft knife to cut through the plastic, and it wasn't cutting properly. So when I was trying to peel it, it was just ripping and tearing. It hadn't cut all the way through. So when I went to like do the next section, I went, I shall cut harder with this pen. And I cut all the way through the canvas. I couldn't believe it. This is the first time in 2 years that I've ever done that. So if I roll it back, you can see I did the duct tape trick. I've had to tape it back together. I couldn't believe it. You can see really here where it really did go through. But I just couldn't believe that. Like, that's one of the things I don't like about Diamond Art Club kits, at least the older kits anyway, is I find the plastic covers on them too tough to cut through. It causes a lot of pain in my hands. And half the time it doesn't like cut properly, or it rips, or it tears, or maybe I'm just not doing it right. I do have another blade as well that I was using. I have this little blade, which is tiny, but I actually found the bigger handle one was better than this little tiny one. So I couldn't believe I did that. So that's the first time in 2 years I have ever cut through a diamond painting. And it was up here somewhere as well. And it was really noticeable where the cut was, because it was showing the white of the canvas across where the cut mark was. So I decided to grab one of my markers, a dark blue, and I just kind of put marker down in between the cracks of the drills. So that kind of hid it. So you can't see that there's a line that runs all the way through it anymore. but I should be just glad that it didn't cut all the way, because it kind of, this bit was all right, and then there was another gash over here, so it still had its integrity, shall we say. But I still can't believe I did that the first time in 2 years on my anniversary kit. And this was actually a kit where I'd ended up with a duplicate copy of it, and last year I sold the duplicate copy. So I'm like, of course it would happen on the one kit that I actually destashed. You know, because if I'd still had that kit, I could have maybe done it again, or I don't know. I don't know, but a learning experience. You can actually cut through your canvases, even though you see all those posts and you go, how on earth do people manage to cut through their canvases? Yeah, by pressing too hard. So I laugh at myself for how stupid I was doing that, but it's okay. It won't be noticed once it's finished and hanging up, so that's okay. Right, my second whip, which I haven't actually started yet, which is I'm about to start in November. If we move over to my other desk, I have now moved house, so you know, this is like the new art setup. I've got these two desks next to each other. It's not quite as good as the way it was set up at my old room, because I had a bigger table where the diamond paintings fitted on better, but we make do with what we got. I kind of downsized, so it's yeah, we make do with the space we got. So this is my next kit that I will be starting, and it's called Together Again. I cannot remember the name of the artist. Hold on, I've got this sheet here. Does it say who the artist is? Sue Gardner. There we go. And that's the whole artwork on that, because November, and I enter their diamond painting events all the time. They do 2 a year, one in April and one in November from this company. I always enter. It's always so much fun. You just have to have a new start, and you have to have entered by the 2nd of November. So by the time this video goes up, you may have missed the entry date for it, but I always enter this. I did their November event last year, and then their April event this year, and now we're into November again. So I have got it rolled. I've got this little bit of like ribbon that I tie around it and then tie to these handles just to keep it from getting stuck. And there's also a bit of cardboard that I have to put under it, because this desk actually has a curve in it. So when you're diamond painting, the diamond painting gets squished into the groove. So I haven't started this one yet. I've got all the drills kitted up over there. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to work on this one and sharing my progress on the Facebook group, because I always just love seeing the daily posts of everyone's progress. It's always a lot of fun and I enjoy it. So can't wait to get started on this. As soon as I'm done recording, I plan to get going on it. So yeah, we shall see. And then by the time I finish this kit, if we're near the end of November, then I will drop back to my anniversary kit, because I want to have this finished on around my anniversary, which is I think 19th or 20th of November. It's somewhere around there, might be the 22nd, but that's when I started diamond painting 2 years ago. So sorry, I keep waving my hand in front of the lens. So yeah, that I think is the update. I'm glad to be back at my better diamond painting speed, because it feels like I just haven't been able to complete kits or make videos or anything this year, because it has been a bit of a stress. So hopefully now I can get back to just ploughing through them and enjoying them again. So yay, can't wait to start on my event kit. Can't wait to finish my anniversary kit. And I'm thinking, if I get these finished early enough and there's still time in November, I might pull out another, because I've got one other one, the little robin loved ones in here. It's very cute. I was thinking I might do that for the event as well. If I finish this one and there's still time in the event, I might kit up that one and start working on that as well. So that's my plans for the upcoming November month. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, can you hit the like button on your way out, and I'll see you guys all soon. Bye.